The night sky above Orlu churned with restless clouds as Priestess Adeus led me and Uzoma through a narrow footpath behind the old shrine. The wind moved strangely, tonight circling me, nudging me, as if it was trying to warn me of something just ahead. I could feel it deep in my chest. Something big was coming. We finally arrived at a hidden clearing, lit only by the pale moonlight. At its center stood an enormous stone tablet, cracked right down the middle, and covered in symbols that pulsed with a faint, otherworldly light. Uzoma whispered, her voice full of awe. "What is this place?" Priestess Adeus rested her hand on the cold stone. "This is the seal of the currents. For centuries, it has kept the balance between the 7 elemental spirits, each one tied to a human bearer. But now it is weakening." Her gaze found mine, and her eyes were heavy with meaning. "And you, Chinadu, child of wind, are one of the 7. I swallowed hard. 7. I knew about the lightning wielder I'd heard stories about, and the fire wielder I'd faced myself. Now wind. That meant 4 more were out there alive, awakening, and a cold thought hit me. Not all of them would be friends. Why me? I stepped closer to the glowing stone, my voice barely a whisper. "Priestess, why was I chosen? I never asked for this. The currents choose," she replied simply. "Not the other way around. Your spirit aligned with Ikukutha wind. That makes you its vessel." Uzoma nudged me gently, a small smile playing on her lips. "Well, you do blow people away, emotionally, and sometimes, literally." I shot her a look, but even the priestess hid a small smile before her face turned grave again. "The boy of fire you faced. He is called Okichi, the Ember Current, and the lightning one before him was Ishola, the Storm Current. Both have been awakened by someone powerful, someone who seeks to break the seal." I frowned, but why would anyone want to break it? Addie's eyes darkened. "Because when the seal breaks, the full force of the 7 currents will merge and whoever controls them will become unstoppable." The wind around me tightened, a protective, defiant force refusing that future. Suddenly, a sharp crack echoed through the clearing. The stone tablet flared with an intense light, so bright we had to shield our eyes. The symbols lifted from its surface, like glowing dust, swirling rapidly around me in a spiraling vortex. Uzoma jumped back. "What's happening?" "It is reacting to his presence," Adeus said, her voice steady as she raised her staff. "The seal recognizes its bearer." The glowing symbols wrapped around my arms, sinking slowly into my skin like streams of pure light. I gasped as a rush of raw energy surged through me. I felt things. Currents, voices, winds that didn't belong to this world. Winds older than time itself. And then one voice whispered, as clear as day, right in my mind, "They are coming." The glow vanished as quickly as it came. I collapsed to my knees, my breath shaking. Uzoma was at my side in an instant. Hey, talk to me." I looked at her, my eyes wide with what I'd just seen. T7. And one of them was completely surrounded by darkness. The priestess closed her eyes, a look of profound sorrow on her face. "That is the Void Current, the 7th. Forgotten by many, feared by all." She looked at me, her expression grave. "If the one who wields the void awakens before you 7 can unite, the world as you know it will fall." Just then, boom! A shockwave tore through the forest, so powerful the trees bent violently, and the ground shuddered beneath us. I felt the wind shift. It was sharp, panicked. "Something's happening," I said, pushing myself to my feet. Another boom. This time, a burst of purple-black energy lit up the distant sky. Uzoma's eyes widened in horror. "That direction, that's the old market road." Priestess Adeus gripped her staff, her knuckles white. "No, it is tabu sown. The void cannot awaken, yet." A cold, dawning realization hit me. Unless someone forced it. The air changed. It didn't just get quiet, it died. Even the wind stopped moving. The silence was wrong. Empty, hungry. Uzoma shivered. I hate that feeling. It's like the world just paused. Priestess, Adais turned to me, urgency flooding her voice. You must go. Now. If what I fear is true, another current has awakened this. One may not choose the side of life. As if on cue, the wind suddenly swirled around me with fierce determination, lifting dust and leaves into the air. Uzoma pulled down her mask, her eyes blazing with readiness. Let's go, wind boy. Primera, no vez. The breeze tightened around me, a familiar pressure lifting me slightly off the ground. I looked toward the distant, ominous purple flash. Whoever they are, they won't face the void alone. Then, with a roar of rushing air, the two of us shot into the night, flying straight toward the awakening darkness.